to kick it off with the newest Apple event launch. So, Justin, give us the lowdown. What did Cupertino say they are coming out with here in the next few days?
Yeah, so let me just start by saying I watched their conference and at least like kind of fast forward through parts of it. But Apple is phenomenal with their marketing stuff. I mean, able to just rephrase anything to make it sound positive. Just their transitions and everything. It's something we should probably take a little bit of note on. But of course, they announced their iPhone 12, a couple of their accessories and stuff, and their little iHome Mini, kind of their stance on that, trying to implement the home, kind of like how Google and Amazon are. Anyway, yeah. First off, the iPhone 12, they're kicking off just kind of some bullet points here. It's thinner, sleeker, lighter, displays better, all this stuff. You can display the true blacks as people are moving more towards trying to their phone being their total laptop in one. Gaming device, camera, everything like that. Getting the visuals just
I feel like we're almost. I feel like we're there already. It just
yeah, I thought we were already too. Apparently, there's a lot of room to improve, at least from their standpoint, or they want to convince us that it is.
Yeah, hey, it's just all about the mousetrap has just only gotten slightly better if you invest $1,200 more again.
Exactly, they're telling you what you need that you didn't know you needed, and they're supplying it. Beautiful marketing, I love it. So they also have more durable glass. They're calling a ceramic shield, a beautiful name for that. Some new technology that makes it more durable, which I guess might take away from their product, honestly, because I feel like they make a lot of money by repairing their glass that breaks all the time.
They're just going to tell you it probably, and just it's a wink, wink, and a nod thing behind closed doors.
Because they still want you to get Apple Protect or whatever it's called, the
Apple Care. Hey,
Apple Care. Thank you.
Hey, I will say though, complete tangent, that saved me probably $500 when our friend decided to drown all of our phones in floating on the river a few years ago.
I guess you got saved from that one.
Hey, well, it was
the only phone that got saved.
No, it wasn't. I had to get it completely replaced, but it cost me like $500 less than getting a completely new phone. So that's where Apple Care gets its value. Because not gonna lie, before that, when I was looking at my credit card statement, it's like you have an email every month of you've been dinged $9.99. You're going, why the hell do I have that still? And then you drown your phone in the river and you realize, oh, I just made up $500 of value because I'm stupid and my friend can't keep a styrofoam container from being sunk in a river. So,
oh man, that was awesome. I still don't know how mine got saved. I think it was in that same exact container too.
All I remember is that our friend, who will remain nameless, Jesse, pulling out the bag from the destroyed styrofoam cooler, and you just saw phones floating inside of the Ziploc bag. So it failed on two levels.
Well, luckily the new iPhone is water resistant up to 6 meters, so for like an hour or something like that. And then the big announcement, as we were all kind of hoping for and kind of knew was coming already, was the connectivity to 5G, as Verizon is going to be the first supplier to launch 5G. Sounds like either within a month or maybe 2 months across the nation.
Okay, yes. I think that's the most curious point. So I'm going to be one of the I don't even know what you want to call it, rabbits that is going to be buying the phone flat out. I'm going to be pre-ordering it this Friday on the 16th when they're available.
Okay, what are you upgrading from?
I'm upgrading from a 10S Max. So I did.
Okay, all right.
I actively skipped the 11 waiting for this phone because I saw 0 point in paying more for an 11 just to get a better camera when I knew it would have the term I've seen that best describes it is future proofing, which it had no future proofing capability of.
Yep.
The network could not get any better than what was already going to be coming with it. With these, 5G capability. We may not have it, and that's not even Apple's fault. That's more on the network's fault. And in
Yeah.
fact, the US is one of the worst developed areas in terms of 5G in the world, which I think is kind of sad. It's not like we didn't know it was coming. I don't know if that's a lack of government subsidies, if that's a lack of just actual taking on the capital expenditure by these companies to invest in a broader 5G uh, broadband network to be ready for people to get these phones. Um, so I'm buying it knowing like you're not going to get 1,000% better download speed as soon as you get out of the box. But maybe in 8 months, I might be.
Right. Because are you on AT&T or are you on Verizon?
AT&T,
Okay, so it's not coming for a while then. Yeah, probably for you.
sad.
It's
Although,
fine. I'm on AT&T too. Don't
hey,
worry.
they just ran some. It was a Verizon ad, but they ran Chris Rock on Tuesday Night Football. That's not a slur. I'm not that drunk. It's Tuesday Night Football, thanks to COVID. But promoting the new iPhone and the 5G capabilities. So the marketing blitz has started.
Oh
The
yeah.
Apple ads are now out. In fact, on my TV in the background at the moment, they're running one on their Series 6 watch touting the health capabilities that it has.
They have a
So
button ready to push on that iPhone
yeah.
12.
So hey, over under more political ads or Apple ads here in the next 20 days.
Oh, political. Pff, you kidding me? Dude, I have seen the best, like whatever candidate you like, but they took on your heartstrings. Have you seen it? The one with the dogs?
I have
They
not.
show the last 50 years or something of all the presidents that have had dogs, and they show a clip of Trump saying, "Could you imagine me, walking on the White House lawn with a dog?" And they show a picture of Biden with his beautiful German Shepherd, like laying down petting it. I'm just like, dude, I don't care who you're voting for, but like that is genius. Whoever came up with that, it was awesome.
Hey, don't sleep on Biden's Twitter team and ad team.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
got smart coming from a guy with two made up degrees in marketing. They got people who know what they're talking about when doing that stuff. Especially just the fly swatter tweet of donate help buy a fly swatter for like $5, donate to the Biden campaign or
Oh my
something
god.
after the VP debate. But anyway, we digress entirely from politics. But
Going back to Apple, yeah.
yeah, moving back to Apple. But yeah, so I'm excited for this phone. I'm excited to finally get 5G rocking and rolling. And I'm just excited to have a better camera as well.
Yeah, so going with that too, man, they're coming out with the regular and then the Pro,
Well,
totally
aren't there?
different. But
There's
then,
four
but then,
models,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
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 yeah.
get into that. Don't worry.
Hey,
Oh, I took some heavy notes on this one. I was interested, maybe a
nerd
little
alert.
too much. Yeah. Um, anyway, as someone that's not even buying the phone too, I'm waiting another iteration to get a new phone. But anyway, so yeah, the regular, they have two versions, the mini and then the regular iPhone 12. Uh, no downgrade with the mini. The only thing that's different is the size. The CPU is the
Is
same. The,
it
the
okay?
chip. The
That's what when doing brief look research on it earlier today. Is it an actual mini or is that just a name of the screen is smaller and that's what we're rolling with?
Okay, so the screen is a little bit smaller than the regular iPhone 12.
Okay.
And then it is also, I think it's smaller than the iPhone 8 in size, like in your handheld size, but the screen is even bigger than the iPhone 8, which is crazy. They just, move the entire, bevel, whatever you want to call it, to the outside. Like they are able to do that with all four phones, to make the screen like, I want to say it's like 5.7 inches. I don't know I have no regard for spatial recognition, but
Well, I had to look it up. So my 10s Max is a nearly 6.5 screen size, 6.5 inch screen size.
okay.
So if I was to get the 12 Pro
Pro
Max,
Pro Max is 6.7.
yes, and I would the Wall Street Journal's Joanna Stern aptly compared it to a pool raft, the size of a pool raft. I think I like that
That's good.
in terms of the 12 is just below that though, right? So I would be either going up or down. I can't stay my same screen size, right?
No, of course not.
Of
No,
course not. Of course
you
not.
can't. No, they're not going to offer that. They want to get a little bit higher or a little bit lower, so you feel like you're downgrading if you're getting the regular one, or you're upgrading and you're getting a little bit of improvement with the Pro to spend $400 more, whatever it is, um, or in this case, $1,000, whether you want to wait another year. Anyway, so yeah, photos or photography is getting upgraded. They have night mode, no flash, ultra wide photos, all that stuff. That's across the board for all of them, which is cool. I think that came with the 11 Max, maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie. I didn't pay much attention to the 11 Max when I knew I
no,
wasn't getting the
same.
11, and I
I did
knew,
10R. I was like, no.
yeah, it was like, okay, this is a camera upgrade, and that's kind of it. So whoop de doo.
Yeah. And I'm sure you saw with like the iOS 14, which I have yet to
I've
upgrade to.
installed
I'm
it.
not gonna lie.
It was my what's up, what's down in the last week was just purely on
That's
the
right.
widgets aspect. So I kind of do like the widgets. The photos can be interesting because the photos widget, because it just pulls up random ones. You don't really get a chance to select which photos you want to show. So it just
Yeah,
pulls random shit out of your photo album.
right.
And
Well, the only thing,
there was some glitching issues too on a third party one as
gotcha.
well that I actually did want to a widget I did want to use. But so far 14's worked fine.
Yeah.
Other than
I think
that.
we were joking about how it is following suit with Android of what they've kind of been doing for years and kind of making it easier, more user friendly, kind of what
Yeah.
their platform is on everything. And in that vein, what I was kind of getting at was the faster wireless charging. I think
Mhm.
they figured a way out to do that better. It's kind of like they call it MagSafe, basically, to where it's like a magnet that will like clip to a spot on the phone in the center of the phone on the back, kind of how like the Apple Watch does, where
Yeah, yeah.
it'll center it on there. Same thing with the phone. It's the same kind of charging device that Apple Watch charger like thing that it's a magnet that'll suck to the middle. And then now all their accessories looks like they have like a little leather wallet that can go in the back that clips to that magnet, that what they call MagSafe, their phrasing and stuff like that. And then all their stuff is all their new stuff is going to be the clip, going back to the 90s of the what do you call those, the slap bands.
Slap band.
That's what
Yeah.
all their like new little accessories look like, honestly. Like they're showing it, slap them to their wrist, like their new watch bands.
Slap of the wrist,
And
man.
there's no buckles or anything like that, or no, all the cases are all the new cases are going to form to the phone with that MagSafe, which
Oh,
is like
that's
just a
weird.
little, it's a cool little feature. People, it's very satisfying when you see that. And I know I have like the magnet watch here, and it's like I don't know why, but it's just more satisfying than the one
than
that buckles.
than using the Nike arm
Yeah, and it's such a
circles.
little thing, and it's like what Apple does best, of just stuff you didn't think you knew you needed, or just like aesthetically or audibly or whatever satisfying. And it's dumb, but it really works. It's the same thing with the freaking blue and green text. It's like how you yeah, how you
You
shame your
can't,
friends that have
yeah,
Androids,
you
like,
can't have
oh, you don't
friends
have the
with the
snap
green.
now.
You can't have the friends with the green text. We gotta
Oh,
eliminate them.
your phone case still snaps to your phone. Oh, well, mine doesn't have a magnet. Like, yeah, you peasant. Anyway, going back with that. Also, have you seen the Apple campus
Yeah,
in Palo Alto?
the circle, the donut.
Dude, I've seen it from the outside. I had no idea what it looked like on the inside. Like I almost like a tour while I was there
I know that
last February.
I know back when office workers existed, that they had legitimate 911 calls because people were walking through glass panes and not seeing
Yeah.
inside of it.
And
Um,
probably watching the huge, like, basically Central Park looking field they have with like a concert venue in the middle of it with a big rainbow. Dude, it's awesome. Like it looks like you have your own Zilker Park times 10
it's too
in the
bad
middle of it.
they couldn't have made the one here look like that. The one here is just pretty much
Yeah, it's lame.
normal buildings.
Anyway, so I get to that because they shifted over to make sure they get a drone shot of that while one of their employees is standing on top of the roof on all their solar panels, which is surrounds the entire thing and shows the middle of their little park, um, to talk about how all their materials are going to be 100% carbon neutral, renewable, rechargeable materials for the camera, the MagSafe stuff, less material, blah blah blah. All the stuff like is all just recyclable BS stuff like that. And they do this all to get to this point, which I was laughing at because like I saw past what they were trying to say is they're removing all the items from the box.
Yep, I knew
The
that's where you were
charger,
going.
yeah, the charger, the cord, the headphones, all this stuff of going to this whole spiel about how there's some truth to it. Like I'll be honest, like I get it. There's some truth of like there's all these charger blocks out in the world, and like they estimate I don't know how many million aren't being used or were thrown away irresponsibly
I think
that are
I probably
going
have
and
like
aren't being able to
two minimum.
recycle.
I think I got
Yeah,
two minimum. Yeah,
and I know you probably in your lifetime probably have like six.
I don't want to count it.
Yeah, probably more. Me with my dark days of Samsung, I probably have like six. So you might, being a lifetime member, probably have like 10. Anyway, to all say, and they kind of hit it in there of like we're removing this item from the box, and what they're claiming. I mean, I get it from a marketing perspective. It saves them money. It saves their truckers money over the long haul. They claim to remove the equivalent of 450,000 cars from the road in a year span. That's a little ridiculous. I want to check their math on that, but
Yeah, they'd likely fact check the math, I would imagine, before because it's a very careful company.
that's
You,
true.
you
That's
want to
true.
talk about one of the most obsessed not brand companies. Apple iPhones are not allowed to be used with movie or TV villains. Fun fact, because they don't want to be seen
I
as
did not
show.
know that.
Yeah, they don't because they don't want to be showing the iPhone used by bad people. Um, so, but yeah, who knows on the math on that? I like it. I've got
I don't mind
AirPods.
it.
We're moving to a chargerless world, thankfully, and so be it. It'll be good. But I am curious. So pivoting more back to like a widespread business angle, and then I want to talk about the HomePod Mini a little bit.
Sure.
Uh, so everybody all over CNBC and Bloomberg, the super cycle, the super cycle, the super cycle. That's all you hear about this event. So when they're talking about that, what they're talking about, if I know this right, is we're starting a new cycle of everybody having to update their phones, correct? And that's more correlated to the 5G, going back to that, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. I agree. I agree. I think it's going to happen. I don't think people are going to have a choice to whether or not they're going to do 5G or not. It's going to be a lot like blue text and green text. You either got it or you don't. And people always want to be with it. They always want to be relevant and be in the know with their friends. And I think you're going to see a lot of people start to upgrade throughout the next 2 to 3 iterations of the iPhone. That they don't have a choice. They have to pay $1,000 for their phone if they want.
Well, well, no, because they are offering the mini starting at 699, which is you can get that
That's
for
still ridiculous though for a
12 bucks a
cheaper phone
month though
because
for a 24-month plan,
yeah, but how many
which
people
that
are
sounds a
how many
lot better than
how many
699.
people are already financing things they can't afford? I finance my Peloton.
Oh,
I can
there you
afford
go.
to do it, and I'm paying 0% interest.
You
So
millennials
there's
can.
a reason, but it's like the most ridiculous finance thing I've ever seen still is mattress firm financing their mattresses. Like if you can't,
Why?
because they were like these were like $6,000 mattresses or something ridiculous, like
Yeah.
or whatever. But it's like, okay, maybe if you can't afford the mattress and that you shouldn't be taking on 10% interest rate on a 7-year payment install plan. So on a mattress
Oh, 10%. Yeah. If you're
or
if
what,
you get if you
but
get 2 or 3%, you're
anything.
fine. Apparently, if like economically speaking, I was not a business major. I do not know shit about this, but from what I've heard from the top business people of like,
Such as myself.
shut up. Business. Marketing. Anyway,
Hey, I took some
um,
accounting and econ and
more than I did.
classes.
Apparently, it is more economically friendly if you were able, to, theoretically, to finance a sandwich. If you could do it, obviously you can't do that. But
Hmm. I'd be curious to read that.
speaking from, yeah, I can't remember who was it said that. I heard it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, that's stupid. But then I was like, maybe there's some validity to it. If you could plan everything out the right way,
Yeah,
obviously, and you have your finances in line, which is what we're trying to do here, honestly.
yeah, that's
Um,
true. Anyway, we gotten off track. HomePod Mini.
sure.
What
HomePod
is
Mini. Let's
the
talk about that.
dealio?
So, from what I gathered, I skipped through a little bit of this. Just full disclosure, because I have no intention of buying one of these. I'm an Alexa boy.
Really? So I've got two Alexas in my apartment right now, unplugged, and they've sat unplugged
Nice.
mainly because less of I think they're spying on me. They are,
They
but
are. That's
um,
why I turned my head.
yeah, they are most likely, allegedly. But it's more of I have Spotify. I don't have Apple Music. I don't have Amazon Music. Spotify has had historic issues with both of my Echoes on
Huh.
connectivity, playback, enough to where Spotify support actually, or maybe it was Alexa support, I can't remember, actually had no idea when sending them my crash reports of why my podcast would just restart or my and it never happened on songs. It always happened on podcasts. It would just restart it, and I would have to start memorizing the exact location I'd swap to and from my speakers in my apartment, uh,
Mm.
because otherwise I would lose my place and would want to chuck my nice expensive iPhone out the window. So that's the reason I wanted to look at more into the HomePod Mini, just of a more compatible. I say that Spotify is probably not going to be the most compatible. May have to go
I say they
Sonos.
want to go. They want you to go Apple Music for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not doing
Apple
that
Podcasts.
personally. So
I'm not 55-year-old man. Like, no, I'm not doing Apple.
yeah, well,
Sorry, Apple.
it's not even that. Spotify has a higher NPS score than Apple Music. NPS score in normal people terms and not snotty marketers is how much people like something,
Thank
and
you.
yeah, and so Spotify's more liked by people who use it compared to people who use Apple Music, and
I'm
so
glad you explained that because I had no idea what that was.
but so that means Apple has no incentive to make Spotify work with their products as well
Yeah,
as Apple Music does because it's a native app. So
right.
so
No,
anyway,
so
the lowdown because I heard
iHome
it's
Mini.
very connected. I heard it can connect to like CarPlay,
Yes.
Your MacBook, which we're both filming on, iPhone, whatever.
Right. So yeah, they're trying to get their feet wet really into, or not feet wet, but like get themselves established into the connectivity
Yeah, because
aspect of it to really,
if I saw right, HomePods were 1% of their overall revenue
yeah,
to date. Yeah,
yeah. No one wants that. They do Google Assistant. They
well,
do
they were late. They were late
Alexa. I'm
too.
gonna say it real quietly. Yeah, and that's mostly, which is really surprising because they had the iHome for so long, and that was
Yeah.
like the premium thing when I was like
Hey,
middle school, high
you
school.
you
I
couldn't
loved
get
it.
into a $100+ a night hotel room without seeing an iHome with an
Sure.
outdated jack on it
And
of
what's
to
funny
plug
is
your iPod in.
their iHome stuff is good. Like it's really solid. Like it's very well made, but I don't think they're making much money on it. I don't know. Anyway, so my dog's whining here.
Here,
Yeah, we're going a little too long apparently for her, or
Dallas.
she wants some attention.
Dallas
Uh,
wants a new iPhone.
she probably does. Maybe I should make her a TikTok account. Anyway,
More
so yeah,
successful than
the
this.
iHome, yeah. So what I kind of gathered from what they were trying to kind of sell to is really premium stuff for people with larger homes, bigger rooms, because their connectivity is so advanced. And I don't know what the validity of this is, but like it syncs. Sorry, my headphones just died, so hopefully you can still hear me.
Yep, we're good. Keep going.
So the connectivity between rooms, or if you were like put them in the same vicinity with each other, they sync seamlessly. They play stereo. They connect to your car, like you said, to your phone as you walk in the home. They sense that your phone is close to your home, because they've got that tracking down so well within 5 feet rather than 25 feet anymore, to where it turns on whatever you're listening to, or you can set alerts. You can do that the whole smart home thing with them a little bit better than the other competitors because it is hooked up to your iPhone or your watch or whatever, and it knows where you are, where people in your home are, because it can sync with that stuff so seamlessly. And then if you're entertaining is really the biggest thing. If you have multiple in your house, they are all connected through Wi-Fi very, very well, even better than Amazon, as far as I can tell, of playing in sync with each other. There's no delay, playing the um, same music.
So they're trying to enhance the user experience, it sounds like.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And
And
win
something
in
more
that way.
premium market.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I guess to wrap up, because we've gone on about this a little bit, but we both like it. We both are excited new phones are coming out. Um, what do you think about the timing of putting the event on the first day of Prime Day? And what's up?
I'm glad you asked because they're not the only person that did it too, apparently. So we got this today, and we got Best Buy, Target, and Walmart tomorrow. Also putting up with Prime, from what I understand.
Yeah,
Um,
so I would say those are more of piggybacking on people already getting on the internet anyway to go look for the first holiday shopping because it's now later because of COVID. It's usually during the summer. So those guys are just piggybacking and trying to get incremental sales based on a made up holiday by Jeff Bezos. But Apple, I feel like, is a more of a we're trying to steal the headline from your day where you just try to offload all your Alexa products that aren't selling as well, maybe. Um, I don't know. That's always my perception of Prime Day, though, as is, because I always seem to get on there and then never actually get anything because I never find something I'm actually like setting out to look for.
right. Yeah. And that's the adult way to do it. The irresponsible way to do it is, of course, you get on there, you're like, oh, this looks cool. I'm going to put it in my cart. And then this is probably why they do 2 days of it. You put it in your cart on the first Prime Day, and then on your second Prime Day, you hit buy because it's like running out of products. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think they are stealing the headlines. I don't know if it was strategic or not. I assume everything Apple does is strategic on their timing because,
That's a good
it,
assumption.
yeah, it's definitely stealing the headline. I mean, everyone knows. I mean, I don't know what the percentage of people in America are that use Apple products. Like, they probably knew that Apple Day was today. A lot of people didn't really remember that Prime Day was today, at least from
I
what I was
still
talking
have yet
to.
to log on and see what's happening on Prime Day. I kind of slipped my mind. Granted, a lot of things are slipping my mind,
A lot more stuff going on in the
like we
world
were
right
talking
now, maybe.
like we were talking about forgetting while watching Sunday Night Football that the NBA Finals were wrapping up.
Oh,
It's like
Kate, come on,
it's just
man.
like, hey, I'm football first, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, you think this was a pure shot at back at Bezos of we can control the headlines more than you can. Just watch.
I don't know about that as a shot directly at him. I honestly, I think if they could have released last week, they would have. Because I would assume just from just a surface level perspective, they wouldn't want to release if they're trying to sell more of these iPhone minis and stuff like that on the same day. I wouldn't have done it on the same day. I would have done it a week before so that people will buy that and be like, oh, I've got this iHome Mini. I'm not going to buy any of these Amazon products. I'm switching over to iHome stuff.
That's a fair point.
Um,
Yeah, but maybe
maybe not. I don't know.
they may also be just trying to get, it's like the quote from The Office where what did you increase your sales from 2 to 4? Yup. And that's what they're trying to do on going from 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, percent of revenue or something.
Yeah, it might be a long play too of like, hey, we're going to make this this week a whole tech deal and like take away from Amazon's just total mass monopoly of the market for this week. I don't know, and maybe it's also with Target and Walmart and all them following suit, and Best Buy following suit tomorrow too. It might be a conjecture. I don't know. Maybe that's the conspiracy theorist in me, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
there's something to that. It's probably a combination of things, to be honest. Like I said, I think if I were them, I would have released last week if they could have. They probably were rushing to try to get it at least day of Prime Day, if not a little bit before.
Yeah, I think we're not done seeing the old strategery out of Cupertino and Tim Apple.
Yeah.
Um, Here in the next, they've got to grow. They have
Cupertino, man.
organic revenue growth, so they've got to get it somehow.